Hey, folks, Dave here in Studio B, and Ron has a day off. He wasn't feeling that good today, so he took today off. So I figured I'd come in and pinch hit a little bit today during the lunchtime hour. And just a small chat today about something I wanted to talk about. I want to talk about this thing that I'm calling new game guilt. And new game guilt, boy, it sounds like a boy band, doesn't it? New game guilt. Sorry. So what is new game guilt? Well, it's something that I'm having right now, and it's something that I've had many times in the past, where it's basically you have a game that you're playing and you really like, and then you stop playing a new game and you really like that game, but at the same time you feel so guilty that you're not playing this game, and so it's new game guilt. And the first time I had new game guilt was when I started to play Apple hockey because I had been playing Stratomatic hockey and I really liked Stratomatic hockey. And I thought there was nothing ever could touch Stratomatic hockey until I played Apple. And then I was like, wow, I like Apple hockey too. I like them both. And then I thought that was it. I thought, okay, Apple hockey's that's as far as I go. So Apple and Strat. And then I found Hockey Bones, where I started to play Hockey Bones. And I said, you know something? Hockey Bones is pretty darn good too. And I never thought that that would take Appa's place, and it hasn't, but it's made it into the fold. It's made it into the inner circle of game playing, so to speak. And Steve Tower, hey girl, I know you have a new game, but don't forget about me. That's what it is. That's what it is. That's what it is, Ben. So and that happened with the same thing happened to me because I was a game winning drive fan from Downey Games. I like game winning drives. I played a lot of that. I played a lot of offline. I didn't stream a lot, but I like that game. And then what happens? Al Wilson comes out with Fast Drive Football, which is game winning drive 2.0. Okay, it's game winning drive ish, but it adds a lot to it. It puts some meat on that bone. And now it's like, boy, I like Al's game, but I still like game winning drive. And I know you can like them both, and you don't have to pick. But it's just I started to get guilty because boy, Al's game is so good. Fast Drive Football is so good, and it adds so much to game winning drive. But I still like game winning drive. I just played game winning drive about a month ago before I hit my head. I was playing game winning drive. I tried out the new indoor football. They had a sale back in the spring, and I picked up one of the indoor football leagues. So I played a couple indoor football games, and I was like, I I still like game winning drive. I still play it, but the fast drive football I like too. And it's like now I wrestle between Hockey Bones and Appa because I like both of them. Now the new game, the new guy on the block, the new girl, as Steve Tower was saying, it's Stone Cold Hockey. I really like the new Stone Cold Hockey game. When I watched the videos and read about it, I didn't think I would. It's like, no, not for me. And I watched Gary do all 4 or 5 of his videos. I'm like, yeah, it's okay. It's okay. It's not bad. It's okay. And then when we got him on the show, he's like, oh, let me send you a pre copy of the game. It's not quite done, but you at least play it and get an idea so we can talk about it. And this game is awesome. And now I'm feeling guilty as Paul shows up here from Shetland. Good to see you, Paul. Now I'm feeling guilty that I'm playing a lot of Stone Cold Hockey. I'm feeling guilty I'm not playing Shootout because Shootout that was one of my first games I played. One of my first games I fell in love with. One of the first games I think I got all the seasons and printed them all out at Staples and played so much Shootout. And in fact, I played Shootout again last night because I just like it so much. But now Stone Cold Hockey has moved into the inner circle. And I'm feeling guilty now because I like Shootout so much. But Stone Cold has moved in, and I like that too. As Alan Shaw. Good to see Alan Shaw here. I've been watching some of your games here, the cards and dice you've been playing. Been enjoying that, Alan. So I'm having a hard time because I got a new game. Now, a new game doesn't mean it's got to be brand new. And I know Stone Cold Hockey's brand new, but I mean, I've stumbled onto games that have been around a long time, but I just never played them. And I stumbled onto you stumble onto a game, and you're like, wow, this game is really, really good. Why did I never play this game? And that moves into your inner circle. Well, when it moves into the inner circle, your playing time is, a pie. Well, it shrinks the pieces of pie for some of your other games, and it makes you feel guilty because it's like, man, I really like this game, and I'm going to play it a little bit less because now this game is slid into the pie. You know what I mean? So I'm bummed out in one way, but I'm happy in another way. So I'm kind of wrestling with this new game guilt. And again, it sounds like a boy band. I should copyright that and start a boy. Any of you guys want to start a boy band with me and call it New Game Guilt? I think that'd be awesome. We can come out on stage rolling dice. As Al Red Sox fan stops by here. So how many of you guys have had new game guilt? How many of you guys, we all have our favorite game. So we get a favorite game and a favorite genre, and we think that that's going to be our go-to game. And then all of a sudden, all of a sudden, you stumble on a new game in that genre, and you're like, wow, I never thought, I really never thought that I would, I don't want to say replace my favorite game, but I never thought I'd find a game that would challenge my favorite game. Maybe that's a good word for it. Challenge it for the Saturday night date. Again, you got, you're dating this hot chick, and all of a sudden this other hot chick comes along, and you're like, what do I do on Saturday night? Who do I take out? And what I have to convince myself is that I'm not married to any of these games. It's not like that there's a game that, well, I'm married to this game, so I can't play any other football game or any other hockey game or any other baseball game because I'm married to this game. I like playing different games for different reasons. And last night I played 2 games of Stone Cold Hockey here on the channel. And then when I get done, I played a game of shootout hockey. And I had fun with both, and they were a different kind of fun. So Stone Cold is not going to replace Shootout. Shootout is not going to suppress Stone Cold. Depending what mood I'm in, I might play one or the other. They play different enough, I think is the word. They play different enough that I'm finding that I'm glad that I didn't put in Shootout last night and say, oh, wow, this is terrible now that I played Stone Cold. No, that wasn't the case. They both were very good, and I don't know which one to play. And so, but I have this new game guilt going on, and Al's got game guilt, Legends of Wrestling. Yeah. I am feeling a little bit better, Al. Thank you so much. I've had Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. I've had 5 good days in a row. 5 good days in a row. So I guess that's good. Getting a little bit better. The ringing in my ears is kind of like the last stop. That's the last thing I got to kind of do is get rid of the ringing in the ear, but and a little bit of fatigue. But aside from that, knock on wood, I think I've had a good week. And so and Alan's just loading up opening game of the AFL season in the 4th quarter. That's nice. But yeah, so I mean, I was walking the dog today, and I was thinking about that. It's like I have new game guilt. I do. I have new game guilt. I found a game. Now this game happens to be brand new. Now, if this game was even 5 years old, it wouldn't have mattered because it's new to me. But I'm playing this new game, and I really like it. I really like it. It's going to slide into my inner circle of games. So when I sit down at night, which game do I want to play? This is now on that pinwheel, okay? And then we have different pinwheels. We have our favorites pinwheel. And then once in a while, it's like, I want to play something different. So you go to the different pinwheel and you spin that and say, what am I going to play tonight that's different, So So I have new game guilt. I do. And I'm wondering, it falls into the same kind of category as MGD, multiple game disorder, where we have tons of games we don't know what to play. It's kind of the same because now you got a new game, so it is part of multiple game disorder, but you're feeling guilty. Like you don't want to leave somebody at the altar. That's what I feel like I'm doing. I feel like I'm leaving somebody at the altar. That's what it feels like. But I'm not, because it's not like I'm like, never going to play this game again because I have this new game. That's not how it is. But maybe it's the honeymoon phase. We did a show on the honeymoon phase that we talked about when you find a new game. And it's like, oh, this is the best game ever. And you all you want to do is play and play and play. That's because it's new. You know what I mean? As D. Scott Howard stops by. Hi, D. Scott. Um, and Al's at work eating lunch, waiting for 5 p.m. to go home. Yep, we hear that. How about new season set, Guilt, with the same? Okay, baseball demos. Yes, I think that's a great way. That definitely falls into MGD, multiple gaming disorder, multiple season disorder. So yeah, so you have your favorite seasons, and all of us like me, my favorite seasons were 1980 baseball. Okay, I like 1980. I like 1982. And between 75 and 80 are kind of like my secondary, 77, 78, like that. But then I fall into the Spiders of 1899. So that would fall into new season guilt. So I've left 1980 at the altar to play the 1899 Cleveland Spiders, and I'm having a blast playing the Spiders. I play mostly in Strat, but I do have the homebrew APA cards, and I've played that a few times so I can have the cards in my hand. But I haven't forgot about 1980. I'm playing 1899 now. So that's a good point. I never thought about the season thing. So it doesn't have to be a game. It could be a season too. Oh boy. And Paul's done work for the day, so that's good. And Alan turned off the work laptop, so that's good. Yeah, it doesn't get any better than that. And Al says he has season guilt too. Yeah, baseball demos. That's a good one too. Season guilt. So it's same game kind of thing, but you're playing a different season, and you have a favorite season, and that's your go-to. And maybe you're in the middle of a big project with that season, and then all of a sudden something comes up, and you're like, you tiptoe over here to play a few games of that season. Oh man, the big one is project guilt. Yeah, I suppose you could have project guilt too. Whereas, you're playing a project and then you stop and you go and you play a different project. I think we all have tons of projects going on. We just do. That's how it goes. But for me, like I say, I stumbled into a new game, And let me see. Paul says he's got game 4 of the Glory Days called Football Play. I haven't played that one yet. I needed to do that one. And Alan made a nice new mat. That's kind of cool. But I'm trying not to feel bad about it. Okay, I'm trying not to feel terrible about the games that I'm not playing right now. But again, how many times on the show do I say, "Man, I need to play that game more"? And if I go over here or over here and pick out any game and play it, I'm gonna enjoy it because I have my pinwheel of games, and I every time I pull out a game I haven't played in a while, it's like, why didn't I play this more? Why did I not play this more? Well, there's reasons why I didn't play it. Because I'm playing something else, It doesn't mean I don't like it anymore. It just means I'm playing something else. So now here I am with new game guilt with this new hockey game. And I really I'm feeling guilty that there's a couple other hockey games that I'm not playing right now. I'm in the middle of a big Hockey Bones project. Now, a lot of that was stopped due to the concussion. Hockey Bones is a thinking man's game, and when your head's not clear, you don't want to think. So I'm not playing that. That's for sure right now. I'm hoping to fire that up in another week or two and get back to that. But even APA, there's a lot of charts and there's a lot of things to look at. So there's a lot of concentration. So I haven't played that. But this game here, the Stone Cold Hockey, it's real easy to play. It flows. You just follow the charts. It's so simple. And it's a perfect game for me to kind of come out of my concussion with, I think, because it's not a lot of thinking. It's just enough to make me think, but it's not so much that I'm crunching numbers in my head and all my head hurts. And Al says that that's a good mat that Alan made. And Alan wants to get into GDF, but can't. He bought the mat to encourage me, but he's still on to replay basketball. I saw you doing that, Bolorama, and now Footy Blast. I've heard of Footy Blast. Replay basketball is fun. I only do that on the computer, though. I'm not a big enough basketball fan to play that cards and dice. But, so I'm dealing with this right now, and I want to know how you guys deal with it. Do you guys ever find a new game? And I know a lot of people here in the chat, play games, and I see them. Sometimes they stream, and sometimes they post it on Facebook or Delphi, and I see them playing a game, and then all of a sudden they're playing the same sport but a different game, and then they're on onto that kick for a while. And I wonder if they have the guilt. It's like, man, playing this game for so long, that's my game. And then all of a sudden, whoop, now I'm playing this game for a while. And this is the new thing. This is the new chick. This is the honeymoon phase with this game here, So I guess that's what it's going to be. It's probably like a honeymoon phase that, you need to just get through it. And then once the honeymoon phase is over, now you figure, okay, which one do I want to play? And the good thing is that, like I say, it never really replaces a game. It's not like you ever put a game away and never play it again. At least I haven't. If I've had a favorite game, and then I run into new game guilt where I find a new game and I stop playing that more than the game that I was playing. I don't think I've ever put a game aside and never played it again. If I put a game aside and never play it or play it rarely, it means that game never made it into the inner circle in the first place. Now, I'm not sure which circle, we have different circles for the games I love, the games that I really like, the games that are okay, and then the games that I'm whatever. So I guess if I don't like a game as much, it really never makes it into the inner circles of my gaming time. But I have so many favorite games, especially with hockey. I have so many different hockey games, and I felt guilty like the last 3 nights in a row. I've just been playing stone cold hockey over and over and over, and I have all these other hockey games that I like, and I haven't played them. And it's like, man, I should go back and play these other games because they're so fun, and I like them, and I've played them for so long. I enjoy them. But I'm kind of playing this new game right now. And so as Dwayne stops by, Dwayne Mutz, thanks for coming by. And Alan, I got too many games. We all have too many games. Steven, take care. Have a good weekend. And I'm sure I'll see you online this weekend. And so, I mean, how do you guys handle it here? I do. I feel, like I say, it's like, I feel like I'm, like I say, I left somebody at the altar. Like this is my girl at the altar. And I, And Paul says, shootouts, your game when traveling in small profile. Yes. And I agree. Shootout is fantastic. I mean, all you need is just the cards and a piece of paper, just to keep track of the scores and the scoring chance range, and you're off and running. Shootout is great. But yes, Patch, because Gary Brown said so. That's the bottom line as Pat shows up here. Yeah, we are talking about Stone Cold. It looks like the stunner, and that's the bottom line. Yeah, it is. It's very, very. It's a lot of games in one, and that's not a knock on the game. It's just, when people say, hey, what's it like? You try to give them something to relate to. It's a little bit like Shootout. It's a little bit like Ultra Quick Hockey. It's a little bit like Hockey Blast. And then it's a lot of its own doing. I mean, the idea of having stamina in the game as a variable is fantastic, especially for a quicker play game like that. To add something completely off to the side like stamina and have that come into play rather than just your offense and defense, that is brilliant, and it works, and it works very well in this game. And I think the other thing that really, really kind of grabs me about this new game is the PC version coming out. If the PC game works like I think it's going to, and like Gary described it, it's going to be probably my go-to computer hockey game because of the timing factor. That's the thing, is like and we talked about this, every computer hockey game I got, it's 45 minutes minimum, usually closer to an hour to play these things. And sometimes I sit down and I play a period, and I'm like, I don't feel like playing the next 2 periods. I've been playing this for 20 minutes to a half an hour. I'm kind of tired, and I'm not into it. And other times I do finish the game. But I mean, if I could get a computer hockey game that would autoplay other games, I could pick and choose what I want to play one team, play any team, game of the week, whatever I want to do, sim the rest. And this game is going to take me, you said you could play it in a minute or two if you just kept hitting the space button. But I mean, let's call it 10, 15 minutes. If I 10 to 15 minutes, I play 2 or 3 games, and then before I would get tired. And so you could knock out a team replay or a season replay, and the game is fun itself. So it's not like, well, I'll do it just so I can kind of sim the games and whatever. No, the game's actually really fun too. Jeffrey, I got yeah. No, 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 no. I'm not leaving. I'm not leaving. I know I got people hooked on APRA, and I was just talking about that. That's why I'm calling this. That's why I'm calling this new game guilt, because it's I'm not walking away from APRA. I'm not walking away from Shootout. I'm not walking away from Hockey Bones. It's just I found another game to bring to the table, is what I found. But I do feel bad about APA, and I do feel bad about some of the other games um, that I'm not playing, and that I've played a lot on the channel, showed my love for, done a lot of videos on games, got people, like I say, showing people how much fun you can have with these games, and they're playing these games now, and I'm on to another game. Well, I don't want you to think I forgot about the other games, but I do feel guilty. I do feel guilty that I found another game that is very enjoyable, that I'm addicted to playing right now. I can't wait for the full release. I can't wait to get some more seasons, and I can't wait for the PC game. I'm not going to lie. And what's Patch got to say? Patch, we haven't talked in a long time, Patch. Hope you're doing okay. I know that you said summer's a weird over there too, so I'm kind of hoping that things are going okay with you over there, because we haven't talked in a long time. And he says, I've joked that Hockey Bones is my wife, but I have other girlfriends. I'm not comparing hockey games to romantic partners, though. Yes, well, we know when we talk about looking at other girls, it's more of a teenage thing than anything else. We get that. And Alan, yeah, he doesn't like the computer games. Again, if you're on the computer all day, I get that. That makes sense. And Tape Saturator says he bought the new Action PC basketball game yesterday. He's feeling guilty. I haven't played 2021 enough. Yeah, that's my other thing with some of the games here too. Sometimes that's why I wait and I buy them every other year. I used to do that with Madden on Xbox and PlayStation. Is I wouldn't play enough. I would buy it and then I'd play a couple of games and then I would never play it again. Then the new one comes out the next year. I'm like, I haven't played it enough to buy it. It's if I play it 3 times and it's a $60 game, it's costing me $20 a game to play. It's like, it's just not worth buying a new one. So I would go every 2 years, and every 2 years you would see enough change in the game to make it worth buying, at least in Madden. So some of these games here, so you're saying Action PC Basketball 2022. I think I bought 2021, but I don't know if I think I had 2019. So I'm going like every other year on that, just because, again, I bought it. I don't think I've played a full game since I bought it. I played around with it a little bit and had some fun with it, but I don't think I played a full game. So why do I want to go and buy it again if I haven't even played the old one? So yeah, I hear what you're saying about that. And what's Ben get to say? Shipping over my old game collection at the end of the year, then I'll have an explosion of game project guilt. Yes, you will. Yeah. New game guilt. That's what it is. Alan says the quick rules card and app make it much more enjoyable. Yeah. Well, that's the thing is there's a couple of games I played that I found that, just tweaking a little bit, simplifying some things, clarifying some things, just made the game so much better. It really did. And app was one of them that I enjoy the heck out of. But boy, I put a lot of work into that. That was like, kind of a fix. That was a fixer upper. Apple was a fixer upper for sure. Because I bought that. It was okay. I enjoyed it enough to work with it, and I work with it now. And I've largely made that my own game. So I've taken the core of Appa and just kind of playing it my own way. Still within the rules, but just, kind of the Dave way there. And I think it's been a blast doing it that way. But now this new Stone Cold Hockey comes out, and now this is kind of worked into my inner circle, especially for hockey games. It's really worked into my inner circle. And I only have, I had 4 teams until the other day, and he sent me the 64, 65 original 6 season. So now I have 10 teams. But those 4 teams that he sent me from 74, 75, I probably played 20 games. It's the same 4 teams, just over and over and over and over. That was so fun. In fact, I am trying to work on the 72 Summit series, trying to create my own homebrew for that. So I want to get the ratings for that and play a handful of games and see how close I come. And I could be way off in my ratings. I don't know, but it's going to be more for fun than anything else. So, all right, Al, take care. I think Al said he was on tonight doing an interview tonight, I think, if I saw earlier. So check with Al's channel tonight, guys, if you're doing something. If you're not doing anything, come by and check out Al tonight. He's going to interview on tonight. And Pat is doing great. And he hasn't touched the hockey unreal in a while. Okay. So hopefully he's doing okay. Now, what was the thing that Al said? Al said he was on tonight with something. It came by in a hurry, though. Okay. Oh, okay. Al's doing a chat with Kerry and the crew from Pro Strategy Football. So the new one is on its way out. The football games should be out very soon. And so, yeah, check with Al's channel tonight as they give an update on the new version of that game there, the new football game, the Dave Way app. Yeah, it kind of is. It's like I say, largely it follows the instruction. It just clarifies the instructions because there's a lot of things in the instructions that leave left up to interpretation. So I interpreted them. This is my interpretation of this. This is how I'm going to play it, and now I enjoy it. Whether it's right or wrong, it works for me. I'm having fun, and that's all that matters. And that's kind of with this new hockey game, Stone Cold Hockey. It works for me. It's fun. I'm trying not to read too much into it. Some of the results, I guess you could say, well, they're kind of weird, but we've gone back and played more games and had more of the same matchups, and they seem to be a little bit more realistic. So I guess I guess you got to play a lot of games. If you have an upset, one team upsets a bad team upsets a good team, you can't say well because we've replayed that game 3 more times and the good team crushed the bad team. So sometimes just get a weird roll. The Dave way of Zarb. Yeah, I guess that'd be a good way to put it. I do kind of play it my own way, but a lot of the Zarb there, and the Dave way of app made the game really flow. And I think it does. And for me, flow is important. And just clarifying some of the questions, because there was a lot of questions in Apple Hockey. When I started playing it, I didn't know the answers. Some of the answers I got, some of the answers I just figured out, and some of the answers I made up in my head because they made sense. So anyway, if you've taken some of my Apple way of doing things and you're enjoying the game, then good for you. So, but anyway, I just wanted to jump on real quick today. I'm going to jump off here and I got to get back to work myself and finish out my Friday and get ready for, we got playoffs tomorrow morning. I'm running playoffs. I'm still not skating yet, but I got to still go run the playoffs tomorrow morning. So I'm going to go do some of that, but I wanted to jump on and say hi to everybody, because this just jumped on I was going to say today, I was doing some errands and then I walked the dog and I was thinking about, I really feel bad that I got a brand new game I'm playing that I really like. And what about the other games that I really like? And, again, a lot of people know me for APA. A lot of people know me for Shootout. Some people know me a little bit with Strat. Some people know me for Inside the Crease. So I got a lot of hockey games, Action PC. I got a ton of hockey games I play, and I'm probably missing a few as well. And Stone Cold Hockey has wiggled its way in, and I'm feeling bad. Like I say, I'm looking over my shoulder at all these other hockey games. They're like, play me. What about me? And I'm like, haven't forgot about you. But I got this new game I'm playing right now that's been very enjoyable. So yes. So before I take off, take care, Jeffrey and Paul. Thanks for coming in. Yes, I think I've had 5 good days in a row, and last Sunday, I didn't think I'd ever come out of the fog, but I've just been taking it easy. So that's the best thing you can do. The thing is, they can't do much for a concussion unless I really did damage, and then they operate and whatever. But most of the time it's just rest. So anyway, yeah. You like the Sharks? Yeah, this is a classic Sharks. This is actually the original one. Yeah, I think if you liked Shootout, I think you might like this, because it's a little, the charts flow really well. It gives you a little bit more detail. You don't get all the stats you do with Shootout. That's the thing. So, I mean, and I'm glad it doesn't, because I like Shootout because you get full stats. Stone Cold, you don't get full stats, but you get some other things. So they're different enough that depending what you're in the mood for, that's the game you play. And that's the beauty about it, is that we have another game to play. That's the beauty about having a new game guild. So anyway, I'm going to jump out. I'm going to head back to work here, but I want to come on and show off my old Sharks. I pulled this one out. Actually, I have this hanging in my room. I always have a shirt hanging in my bedroom. Just, it's a feel-good thing for me, and I happen to have the Sharks hanging up. So I'm going to grab that, and I'm going to put that on while I talk about New Game Guild. Again, it's New Game Guild. Great name for a boy band. Maybe I should start a boy band. And I need to get Ed. You guys seen Ed? Ed with the long hair. and he does I think his band's called Distinct Kicking Motion, and he plays Apper and Strat. He plays a lot of board gaming stuff too. I forget what his channel's called. Ed is it Ed Klingenberg? But he writes music and he plays music on this. So maybe we'll have to do a song called New Game Guilt, or do a boy band version of something like that. But anyway, and oh, you like the Grid? I haven't played the Grid Zone yet. I haven't played the Grid Zone, and you have all 4 of his games. Okay, that's cool. And D. Scott, good to see you again. Remember, tune into Al's channel tonight. Al Red Sox fans going to be talking to Kerry from Pro Strategy Football. And that the new game's ready to come out on there. And they'll be talking about all things that tonight. So I'm Dave. Let me know what you think. Do you have new game guilt? Have you ever had it? Do you have new season guilt? That's one we didn't talk about much, but that was brought up here in the chat as well. So I'm Dave. You guys have a great Friday. I'm hoping to talk to you guys over the weekend one way or another as we as I get back into the flow of gaming. I think I'm in there yet. So as long as I don't have any setbacks, I plan on going full steam ahead with more game playing, more chats like this, and hopefully get back to my old self. So I'm Dave. Have a good day from Studio B. Talk to you later. Bye-bye.